right, this probably marks my first YouTube video. Probably it does mark my first YouTube video that I've created. I made an account back in 2010 when I was in 5th grade. I don't know if I still have the video, but it was me making a tour of my parents' house in the Philippines. The reason why I talk about that is because something of a project that I'm working on right now is trying to reclaim that inner child. And there's this book by, what's his name again? I didn't really script any of this, to be quite honest with you. I'm not really going to focus on the quality of anything in this video. This is just going to be purely stream of consciousness. I don't have anything written out. This is pretty much the Ali Abdaal framework of just getting something out there, whether it's just talking straight into the camera for whatever it is. And actually, I'm going to set a timer for, I think 4 minutes. I've been talking for about a minute, so I'll set a timer for about 4 minutes. Anyways, the book is called it's by John Bradshaw. It's called Homecoming, Reclaiming and Championing Your Inner Child. And the premise of it is when we were kids, something between the time of then and when we're adults or young adults, we undergo trauma. Even if you were raised in a pretty good household, there are going to be, I suppose, blind spots or things that your parents weren't able to fulfill for you, or some sort of needs weren't met as a kid, whether when you were sad, your parents didn't comfort you the way that you needed to be. And that could be for a multitude of reasons. It could very much be that your parents also have been wounded as kids, and they have a lot of unresolved trauma that they have to deal with, or that they haven't resolved. And so that pretty much manifests in the way that they raise you, and of course it manifests in you, not in a sort of ethereal manifestation, but literally through their actions and the way they interact with you. It is ingrained into you. And what happens is when you're an adult is when situations come up that kind of rub at you the very similar way that it was when you were a kid, all of a sudden it's like your little kid takes over and you're not making as much of a conscious or rational decision. And so this book is really on the premise of trying to fix that inner child, or trying to help you, not fix, but helping to reclaim and, well, yeah, I suppose fix. Something right now in my life that I'm also working on is fitness. The last few, almost 18 months now, I have been losing weight. I'm down from 183 pounds to about 150. I've actually been hovering at 150 probably since November of last year. I think there's just something about that's about around like 17.5%. And I think there's something about that that's just like, I'm stuck there. So that's something I'm working on. I'm also working on, I did run a marathon in January. I'm training for another one in October. Now this time around, what I want to focus on is on top of that, doing weightlifting and all this other stuff, going to the gym and getting strong too, like a hybrid athlete. One of my favorite influencers in that space, and specifically hybrid athlete, is of course Nick Bear. He's probably the champion, one of the champions of this whole hybrid athlete trend. Let's see how much time we have left on here. We got a minute left. So why YouTube? I'm probably going to eventually make another video just organizing this. And so far right now, the immediate why is I want to document my life, or not document my journey. The thing is right now, I want to create, ultimately what do I want out of life is I want to create a life that I love. And there are obviously, I feel like it's just like an art. You're always going to be trying to get better at it every day, right? And that isn't to say I hate my life right now. There are many things that I have that I'm grateful for, such as family, friends. And honestly, I've been raised in an upper middle class household. I have never had to complain. I've never had to worry about ever having food on my plate. Oh, there goes my timer. I never had to worry about having a roof over my shoulders. So I'm very thankful, and I love many things in my life. Now the things that I don't want to do is, for example, is be involved in the whole 9 to 5 thing. I know it's cliche. It's pretty much a cliche to say that you don't want any part in a 9 to 5, but I really do not like the idea of simply giving away time to something that is less than a hell yeah to me. And I know obviously that's how you're gonna get money. What I want with the way the world is now with social media and with so many more other technologies on the horizon, we have just now seen the emergence of artificial intelligence with these large language models, and it's just at the beginning of the exponential curve. I want to be able to create a life of freedom where I can choose to pursue the hobbies for wherever it takes me. I want to be able to just obsessively focus on this one thing for an X thing for a long time, or maybe I want to do a whole lot of other maybe tangentially related shit for a while. I don't know. The point is I'm going to have the freedom that I want to create, the freedom to choose. And right now, the problem that I have to solve is, or one of the big problems I have to solve is getting to financial independence. That is probably one of the first critical steps. And to get there as well, I know that you have to challenge the mind and the body to be able to do these things. One of my favorite YouTubers right now is Dan Coe. To get to a certain goal, to even comprehend or even think of a certain problem, it also is a progression of your character that needs to occur as well. And that can be in challenging the body, the mind, the intellect, whatever, or the spirit, whichever aspect, that improving yourself, right? And one of my favorite books too is 0 to 1 Million by, I forgot his name, but one of the things that he talks about is it's not just about, obviously it's about building wealth and, you know, creating a life that you want, but it's also about the person that you become. You become the person when you get to a certain goal. You're not just achieving the goal. You have become the person that is worthy of achieving that goal. So really, while I want to get to financial independence right now, what I'm really trying to create here is a holistic approach to self-improvement in life. And that means obviously through challenging myself physically, doing marathons. I love marathon, and honestly, like that is something that I want to continue doing for the rest of my life. I also am really interested in weightlifting. It's really enjoyable. There are so many other things that I want to pursue. I actually just got back from a 3-day backpacking trip out in the San Gorgonio Wilderness. I'm from SoCal. You'll probably know what that means if you're from SoCal. There are just so many other things that I want to explore that I probably just can't right now because I only have a finite amount of time and I need to focus that on certain things. And right now, I think running and lifting and backpacking / hiking here and there is going to be enough in terms of the physical aspect. Now, what I'm working on is just trying to ramp up the amount of books that I read and all that sort of stuff, just so I can catch up. I'm going to stop talking now. I'm going to just get this out there, and then hopefully I can talk more in the next video. And then we'll probably see whatever else that I don't really know, like what really it is that I want from this or what I want to create. All I know is what I want out of life is to create a holistically not balanced, but a holistically wholehearted life. And again, that means challenging the body, the mind, the spirit, every single aspect. And right now, that starts with getting financial independence. And remember the triangle of life, the trifecta, whatever it's called, health, wealth, and relationships. All 3 of those have to be at least in working operational order in order to live a great life. And that's what I want.